Hey y'all, welcome back to Cherry Hill Farm. I thought I would give y'all a few updates on some stuff we got going on. We've been working pretty hard the end of this week putting this addition on our equipment shed. We are ready for steel. The steel for it is ordered. Should be here next week. I'm gonna expand our chemical storage here and have some room to get some stuff in the dry that we've always had to leave out because we didn't have a place to put it. We've got a heck of a mess. In the process of making things better, we had to completely tear everything apart, but that's the way it goes. We just got through putting this loft in, and that's going to be a huge deal because there will be so much stuff that has always been taking up floor space that we'll be able to put up there, like this mountain of watermelon and pumpkin bins that we've got sitting out here, and some of our row covers and such. All of the light stuff will go up there, and we'll have a whole lot more room for activities in here. Not everything I try to grow does as good as this grass has, but I'm pretty tickled with where we sowed the new pond dam. This grass has really took off doing good. Pond is full and pretty. We treated it with an algicide, I think at the beginning of this week, and it has already cleaned it up. I mean, pretty. It's full of leaves because it's in the woods, but much you can do about that. Our fall crops are really doing well. I'm not sure if this is broccoli or cauliflower because I can't tell yet, but either way they're not quite making heads yet, but it shouldn't be long. Cabbage is starting to form heads. I really need to get these things sprayed. I got the cabbage leafers going crazy. Okay, that's cauliflower because this is broccoli. This is just starting to form heads. So I think it's going to work out pretty good. We should have a pretty good selection of cool crop stuff when we open back up for Christmas. Let's go up here. I'm going to show y'all what the strawberries are looking like. I got a lot of interest on that strawberry video, the most I've had on any single video in a long time. So I figured I would give y'all a little update on it and what they're looking like. I am tickled with them. I've had a lot of people telling me that it's not going to work and everything that I've done wrong about them, but I'm pretty happy with the way they're looking. We'll go up here and take a look at them. So we did finish getting all of our plastic up last week, and we just got the hot fence on. You don't want to kick a can down the road on that, because if you do, the deer will eat all your strawberries off the ground if you let them. So I've learned that the hard way a few times. These are the bare root cutoffs. I am tickled to death. There was not a leaf one on these things when we got them. And now, I don't want to speak too soon, but we've got almost 100% stand on these things. I've not sprayed them yet. I'm going to here pretty soon, but kind of waiting for the field to dry up just a little bit. We are incredibly dry here in my part of North Carolina, but this field is incredibly wet because I followed the advice of the place that I bought these plants from. I got them from Lewis Nursery and Farms in well, close to Wilmington, North Carolina, and I called down there and asked for some advice on them because I've never planted these before. I've only messed with plugs in the past, and they said to run the water on them for 10 days at least every day, 6 hours a day. So that's what we did. And evidently that was sound advice, because I'm really pleased. Every once in a while you can pretty much tell where the mother plants are. Like that's one right there, because it is rocking and rolling. It's bigger than the some of these plugs over here. But really all of these things look good. And the weather, we have definitely got the weather in our favor. So we had one little cold snap where it turned off. We had 3 frosty nights maybe, and then we got back up into the 70s, pushing 80 a lot of days, and the lows at night have been like mid 50s. So perfect weather for trying to establish some strawberries that got planted later than they should have. But I mean, they are super consistent all the way across the field. And our land, you can maybe see it a little bit over here. All the hilltops are red because all the sand is washed off down to the bottom. But so this up here is red, and typically the red land don't do near as good as the sandy or gray land. And you can tell how fantastic those look up there. And I mean, it's really no different across the field. The only places we got problems is where daggone fire ants have started pushing up out of the strawberry holes. I didn't think that Vapam fumigant had a shelf life, but I'm really starting to think that it does, because my Vapam is a couple of years old, and I swear it did not do a very good job this year, and I have no idea why. But there are places where my weeds are terrible. Right here is an example of some small seeded weeds coming up, and Vapam should have got that. It also should have killed them fire ants dead as a hammer, but it did not. So over here are our plug plants that we grew out from tips, and they are really looking good as well. There again, I haven't sprayed any of this stuff yet. We ran so much water in 6 hours a day for 10 days, and we're just now getting out of the overhead water phase. So I wanted to let the field dry down a little bit so I didn't rut it up driving through here to spray. So a little bit earlier this week, we got in here with a tiller and tried to bounce around on this dirt that's like concrete, because it hadn't been broken since we built this high tunnel, and that wasn't working. So I went and got the Allis Chandler's B and the tillage tool and actually busted it up pretty good. We did run a sprinkler on it for several days first to get it moist, but after we ran the tillage tool across it, it worked up pretty good with the tiller, and we just kind of came through and bedded it up. And we were gonna lay plastic mulch in it like we would have in the field. These beds are about the same size, but we decided it would work better to just stretch a big piece of plastic across it. So that's what we did. And we got our tomatoes planted. They really need stakes and strings. They look kind of rough because we kept them in the greenhouse a little bit longer than we should have. But if you look, the old growth looks like garbage, but the new growth coming on is dark green and looks awesome. So I think these things will, despite their being abused a little bit in the greenhouse before they got planted, I think they're gonna take off and do pretty good. And I don't think we've got any squash and cucumbers popping yet, but it shouldn't take too long. We've got yellow squash and zucchini here, and then we've got pickle cukes over here. Hopefully we're gonna stay warm enough that we can keep these doors, everything thrown wide open for pollination on this stuff, because Justin is not coming through with an electric toothbrush. I probably should have planted some, can't think of the name of them now. It's a really good cucumber for greenhouses. It's Parthenon carpet, but I can't remember the name of them. Diva is a good greenhouse cucumber. It doesn't require pollination. I probably should have planted some of those, but I didn't have any seed, and we were in the midst of planting, so Maxi Pick pickle cucumbers it is. The squash requires bees to pollinate it anyhow, so hopefully, like I say, the weather will stay mild. The stuff that really needs the pollination is on the outsides near the curtains. Everything wild that has flowers is pretty well done for. So as long as the weather stays mild where the bees are active, I think they will find these squash and cucumbers right next to the insides of this greenhouse. But I just wanted to give y'all an update on everything, strawberries in particular. I know it's a short little video here, but just been real busy this week and hadn't had time to film the process on anything. But I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you next time.